Yeah, so many people demonize capitalism, but capitalism is simply the private ownership of resources and production of those resources. And the aim of capitalism is to make a profit. And that word profit is why so many people are emotionally charged about capitalism. Did you even know that capitalism rose during the European Renaissance? But it became more widespread during the Industrial Revolution. The reason why I love capitalism is because in a capitalistic society, personal individuals pursue their own capitalistic interest. And that's a good thing because that keeps us from being up under a dictatorship. This also sparks competition, and competition forces us to consciously evolve, to always learn, and to always improve. At the foundation, capitalism is the practice of private ownership. And anybody that's against private ownership is not like me. I'm against anyone that's not for private ownership. Yeah, I said it. I'm pro private ownership because if you don't own it personally, and if an individual isn't allowed to own it personally, it means that the government owns it. And if the government owns it, government gets to tell you what to do all the time. So why would you want them owning everything? You should be more likely to own your own property. So there's two things that you need to keep in mind as a capitalist. You got to be concerned with pricing and then also the marketplace. Mix that with the threat of competition. That's going to keep you on your toes as a smart capitalist. Supply and demand. Those two things determine the prices of goods and services. And those two things turn right around and influence production as well as consumption. See, when you think about a price is like a signal. And that price is going to guide businesses on what they should be producing and also how much of it they should be producing. Capitalism is freedom, and freedom means there's risk. Most people want to trade risk for the illusion of security, but with security, there is no freedom or limited freedom. You see, capitalism lies on the idea of voluntary exchange. You're free to trade with me, and I'm free to trade with you. That's the free market. What's wrong with that? Nothing. If you're not good at capitalism, get good at it, or get good at being controlled by a system that wants to tell you what to do all day, every day. See, you and I can exchange in business. We can trade with each other based on a personal agreement that we have with each other. You give me this, I give you that. That's capitalism in its raw form. Where it comes into question a lot of times is when the masses don't understand capitalism and they end up being exploited by a big corporation that understands it at a high level, which is why I'm so driven to get individuals to understand capitalism, because understanding it puts you in a position of power. So capitalism focuses on primarily three main things: goods, services, and then also labor. Also, financial markets play a pivotal role in a capitalistic society because capital markets influence investment. And you got to understand how to raise capital. You can borrow capital, you can save capital, or you can sell a product or service in order to raise capital. You see, a capitalistic society supports economic growth and development. And this allows individuals in a free society, regardless of the color of their skin, to have access to resources that they wouldn't have access to if they were under a dictatorship or if they were under a socialistic society. And no, capitalism isn't perfect. It comes with its challenges. It comes with its downside. The biggest downside is when the masses don't understand capitalism and they get exploited by a corporation that does. But when each individual start looking at themselves as a personal corporation, we can raise more conscious capitalists, remain free, and continue to live in a society that promotes healthy competition and absolutely amazing innovation. But I'm sure the woke sapsuckers in the comment sections are going to continue to demonize capitalism simply because they are not capitalists. But if you think capitalism is bad, wait till you get a whiff of socialism. Master yourself.